here we are with the product yield bonus test, and I've set out 9 separate rows all along here. This first one here is I've only cultivated it and then I seeded it, and we'll see how much we get from that. I use the same seeder with a 6 meter working with, I believe. Double check that, but yeah. And did it for all of these auto drive, so I made sure I got the nice straight rows. And yeah, so this one just cultivated, then I seeded it. With this one, I mulched it first, then I cultivated it, and then I seeded it. With this third row here, I mulched it, then I cultivated it, then I picked all the rocks, and then I seeded it. And I don't think this one will have any difference at all, because I think the rocks, if I remember right, they just wreck your equipment a little quicker. That's it. But I thought I would throw it in here. So for the rest of these fields, they're all rock picked and they're all mulched. So one thing with this too, I did plant potatoes, or I think it was sugar beets was what I pulled off of this field beforehand. So I'm not sure if that makes a difference or not either. I might do another test with corn or something just before it, but they all need lime and they all need plowing. So before I started doing all this work. With this one, this is the 4th row. I mulched it, cultivated it, I picked the rocks, and then I have the tractor here, so first stage of growth, I will be weeding it. So on this row, I've mulched it, then I plowed it, so all the rest of these are all plowed, and then I picked all the rocks, and then I just limed it only. And as we know, that plowing should not turn up any weeds, so I will not be using the weeder on the rest of these. With this row, I mulched it, I plowed it, picked all the rocks, I limed it, and then on top of that I added 1 stage of fertilizer. As you can see, it's 50% fertilized. So unlike that field, with this one, the only difference from the field before is I have 2 stages of fertilizer. So it's mulched it, plowed it, I picked all the rocks, I limed it, then I have 2 stages of fertilizer on it as well. With this one, I did all that, so I mulched it, plowed it, picked the rocks, I limed it, 2 stages of fertilizer, and then I rolled it after planting. So that gives you the yield bonus, full yield bonus from what I understand. So, but with this one now, I did a little bit different. I decided to just roll it. I didn't pick the rocks, so I mulched it, I plowed it, then I rolled it, then I limed it, then I planted, then I rolled it again. So, and this one has both stages of fertilizer as well. So we'll see if we get any difference in yield from that field to this one. So, and I left a little gap in between all the fields, so see if some weeds grow in the middle. So yeah, I will see you on the first stage of growth when I weed this. So here we are back, first stage of growth, quite a few months later. I made a mistake. I thought I had seasonal growth set to off, when in fact I had only paused it for some reason. So fast forwarded and wondering why it's not growing. I thought I had an error, but anyways, here we are. We're back, and we will weed this field for the first stage of growth. The rest of the weeds we are all leaving, so. But yeah, we're making sure to at least cover this entire row. And that's why I've been hiring a worker every time to make sure that they're nice straight lines. Straighter than what I can do anyways, so. There we are, just about finished it, so. First stage of growth done. I will go and park this back over here with all the rest. And I will see you guys when it's fully grown. So here we are, and we're ready to harvest. But of course, it's raining right now, so you know we're gonna wait till it's done raining, so we don't have that impact on here anyways. So this is the first field, fully grown. It states that we have a 7% yield bonus. I'm not sure what that's from. My guess would be because it was the sugar beets is what I had planted in here before, not potatoes. But yeah, planted that. I'm not sure if that gives you a yield bonus because it's already kind of mulched. Because here we're getting roughly the same yield bonus. Actually, we're getting less, 3% throughout. So, oh, now it's reading 7, 8, 7. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. I will have to maybe redo this test with a different crop in there beforehand and see what it's like. But it just happened to be that sugar beets, when I created this map, was what was on this field, so I just kind of ran with it. And with this third field, this one, no different than the second one, other than I picked the rocks, and we got the same yield bonus, 3%. This one, 23%. That's with mulch, cultivate, and removed the weeds, the first stage weeds. 53%. And this one has it limed as well. This one has added first stage fertilizer, and it is at 76% yield bonus, according to the field info anyway. This one has the second stage fertilizer added to that, and it's at 98% yield bonus. This one is at 100% yield bonus, and this is the one where we added the rolling after we planted. And this one is where we rolled before and after we planted, but no rock picking. So we just push the stones back into the earth, and it's stating the same yield bonus. So with that, I will fast forward some time here, and we will get to when it's not raining here. So here we are, we're back. It has stopped raining, nice and sunny. I let time pass a little bit from when it stopped raining, since we'll have lots of time to get this done anyways, so we'll get at it. We'll drive it up and get them all harvested and see what the result is. Hire a worker. Start this one up. Hire ourselves a worker. Hire workers for all of them. There we go. All the workers. It's kind of a cool view there. I might have to make that my thumbnail, but we'll go back over to this first one. So there we are, we're finished. He's trying to turn around, so we'll just go to everyone. As they finish, we'll shut them off. And the last one here. So, let's go back to the very first one. So the very first one here, I'm going to be writing this down as we go along, and then I will post the results and I'll put a link to in the end, the percentage difference, or you guys can all calculate them yourself. But yeah, the first one here, we have 802 liters is what we harvested from that little strip. Whoops, go back to this one. 753. So that's a little interesting. We'll have to do it when there's wheat planted the year before, or not a root crop anyways, and see if there's a difference there. And yeah, I'll post if there's anything different if I do that. So this one, 753, exactly the same as the second one. 900 on row number 4. And row number 5, we have 1,120 liters. This one, 1,286. That's quite a big increase on these, so 1,451. And then with it rolled after, 1,469. So, and 1,469 on this last one. So that's telling us that it does not matter if you roll before you plant. All that matters is that you get it rolled after you plant, so, which kind of makes sense. But is it worthwhile to have 1,451 to 1,469 that's rolling after planting? So that's something that take into mind, the expense of that planter, or the roller, I'm sorry, not the planter, but the expense of the roller. Is it worth it? Of course, once you get big fields, it's probably going to be worth it. It'll pay for itself within the first harvest probably. But with these little ones, it's not really worth it, I don't think, for a lot of this. So as long as you get the stones picked, which with some of those mods coming out now where you can turn it into lime and sell it, it actually makes it worth buying the stone pickers. So, but yeah, I will post right at the end. You'll be seeing the results of the same test, exactly the same way, but instead I will have had wheat or canola or something like that in this field beforehand to see if the mulching makes the difference. Because what I'm seeing from here is that the mulching actually makes it worse after you've had this root crop planted of sugar beets is what I had, that's right. And yeah, that's quite interesting. I thought the mulching after always increased it, but if there's different results, or if I get the same results after planting having wheat in here beforehand, that'll show a very different story, I guess. Mulching is not really worth it at that point, but we shall see. I will see you when I get to the result of that video. Here we are, back, testing it out. The first 2 rows here, so this row and the next one, are with a regular cultivator. And the 2 middle rows are both mulched, but the 2 far rows, I used a shallow cultivator, just to see if the shallow made any difference compared to the deep cultivator. I didn't clear any rocks, I didn't clear any weeds, didn't fertilize it, nothing. And these are the results here. I guess this one I did have the mod on where had soybeans before, and the mod where if you leave not the windrows, so if you spread it, it adds a stage of fertilization. So there it is. So I guess it would be 50% fertilization for all of these. But first one, we have 1127. Oh, wrong way. So 1127. With it mulched, we have 1139. And with the shallow cultivator, it's 1139 yet again. So it doesn't matter the difference between cultivating. Here we have 1120, which is within margin of error for between these ones. So, but yeah, there are your results. The mulching does make a difference when, and there you see it, I do have 50% fertilized state, but yeah, the mulching does make a difference when it's not a root crop beforehand, but it has the opposite effect when it was a root crop beforehand. I find that very interesting. Here I've been mulching after every crop, thinking that I was helping, but I find out from this, if you have root crop in the ground beforehand, do not mulch. If you have a regular crop like soybeans, what was in this field, or wheat or barley, definitely mulch. Definitely helps. And with that, I hope you find this information great, and I hope you share this with anyone you think might like it. Please like and subscribe. I'll try to post more videos like this. I also do some more Let's Plays, and I'll be doing some, what do you call them? The ones that are in fast forward there, but time lapses, there we go. I'll be doing some time lapses. I know some people don't like them, some people do. Some people don't like the Let's Plays, and some people do. So I thought I'd give a little bit of variety. See you next time.